show you guys how I do a really basic dip manicure. Now that all the nail salons are closed, I feel like much more people are doing dip nails at home. I've been doing it for about 5 months and I've learned a lot so far. And when I did research so I could learn how to do my own dip nails at home, I did not find that much on YouTube. So I thought I would just show how I do it. And as you can see, I already prepped my nails, removed the cuticles, removed the shine, and I'm ready to start my manicure. So today I'm actually using Kiara Sky liquids, and then I'm using Revel Nail for the powder. Today I'm using the color Shine. If you order a starter kit from Revel, it comes with a super nice list of instructions. I think Revel's perfect to start out your dip with. Recently I just started branching out for liquids and other things. And also I love their colors and I would highly recommend. But first I'm gonna use Kiara Sky's Bond. If you do not have this, you can just take a cotton pad with alcohol on it and rub all your nails with the alcohol so it dries up your nail beds. This will prevent the dip from popping off. It does say to rough up your nails before, also to prevent the dip from popping off. I personally don't have oily nail beds, so I've never had that issue. I do not like to rough up my nails much before because I feel like it's bad for my nails. I would recommend getting something like this, a Bond, because then you can skip the step of roughing up your nails. So I'm just gonna coat all of my nails. I'm doing one hand at a time. I'm gonna coat them all with the Bond so it will dry up and make it easier for the dip to adhere. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'm going to get my powder ready. And the base that I'm using is again from Kiara Sky. It is just the step 2 base. So the biggest, most helpful tip I've learned, I saw it in one video when I was learning how to dip, is instead of at a salon you would dip your finger in this way, if you lay your finger on top, you will have to do half the amount of buffing to smooth out your nail at the end. So that is what I do. It might get kind of awkward to turn your hand, but it does make for a lot less buffing. So I am going to do the first coat. These are professional liquids from Kiara Sky, so they dry very fast. So after you put it on your nail, you do want to dip it right away. If you're using Revel's liquids, you have a much more forgiving liquid and you can take less time dipping it in. So on the first coat, you want to do a pretty thin layer. And don't go all the way up to your cuticle because then you will be left with a thicker layer when you're all done dipping, and it would be thicker up at your cuticle and you don't want that. So I do a little more than 3/4 of my nail. And tap off. And that is what the first nail looks like. Don't worry about capping the edge on the first layer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my nails on this hand, and then we'll go in with a second layer. Alright, so now that I have gone in with the first layer on all my nails, you're going to want to use a brush. This one specifically is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, and wipe off the excess powder. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a second layer, and this time I'm gonna get a little bit closer to my cuticle. If I go too far up on my cuticle or too far on the sides, I just use this little tool. You can use a toothpick if you don't have these. And right when you're done dipping, go in with this tool and you can remove the powder or the liquid that has gone up on your cuticle or on your skin on the sides. So I will show this first one. Alright, we can see if I got anywhere on the skin. This one is good, so I don't need to use this tool. Now I'm going to go in with a second coat on the rest of these nails. Alright, so I'm done with the second coat. Now we brush off the excess powder again. With some colors you can actually just do 2 coats, but I like my dip to be thicker. I feel like it's less likely to break, so I always do 3 coats. Alright, so on this third coat, I'm going to go all the way up to my cuticle. Well, I basically removed my cuticles, but I'm gonna get as close as I can to my nail bed, and I will need this to make it more perfect. I've noticed that for this coat you do need to use a lot of liquid to cover all of the powder that's already down and to get an even layer, so I really don't brush off that much of the excess. I just go in pretty thick with the liquid and make sure to cover my whole nail and cap the edges as well. Get a little more liquid. Tap the edges. Alright, I'm going to do a third layer on the rest of these nails. Alright, so we are done with the third coat. Now I'm going to brush off the excess once again. And I'm gonna put the powder away till we move on. All right, now I'm going to go in with Activator. At this time, I'm just using Revel's Activator. Kiara Sky, it is number 3 in their starter kit. So I just make sure the brush is very wet and cover your entire nail with this. This is what hardens your nail so you can file and buff the dip. And we will let that dry for a few minutes. Alright, so now that I let the activator dry for a few minutes, I can go in and reshape and buff them. I'm going to start with shaping. Alright, so now that I have filed and buffed the way I want them, I am going to go rinse with water and no soap. Now we are going to go in with a second coat of Activator. I'm actually going to use gel top coat today. At the salon that I used to go to, they would use a gel top coat, and when I asked why, they said that it made your nails shinier and last longer, and I have really noticed a difference in that. So that's why I do a gel top coat. If you do Revel's top coat, just make sure you follow the steps on here because it can get kind of tricky. You just go in with 2 to 3 quick strokes on all of your nails, let it dry, and then do a more focused top coat. I like to do that too, but I'm going to do gel today because I do like that it is shinier. So you do need a lamp for gel. Today I'm using Revel's tack-free gel top coat. I love this stuff. It's also a lot faster to use gel than it would be to use a regular dip top coat, so I love that. Also, I got this light off of Amazon and it's amazing and it was fairly priced, so if you're looking for a lamp, just look on Amazon because they have so many to choose from. So I'm just gonna go in, and this isn't a very thin layer. I want it to be shiny and evenly cover my whole nail, so that's why I don't do a very thin layer. Make sure to cap the edges because gel can peel. And I'm going to cure these for 60 seconds. So I completely forgot until I took my hand out of the light that this is a glow-in-the-dark color. Alright, so this is what they are looking like. I am going to do my other hand and then I will show you the finished product. Alright, these are my nails all finished. I love this color and I love that they glow in the dark.